Hey everybody, welcome back to the blog. Thank you so much for joining me once again for tea time. It's Monday morning and we are back. Today we have some misty morning. I love this stuff. This is good. It's got that little bit of bergamot in it. It's really good, really good. Anyways guys, so today's going to be a Canon day. There was some news that came out over the weekend regarding Canon and the EOS R6 and release dates and whatnot. And what I found really fascinating was that they are not pushing this camera back at all. At least the announcement. And that includes the R5 also. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to give you all of the current information that we have on the EOS R5 as well as the EOS R6, and then kind of get an idea where these things sit in their menu, in their scheme of things, let's say. So let me start out with what we have between the R6 and the R5. We'll do like a comparison where they stand. Now, the EOS R6 is going to be like a little brother, let's call it, to the R5. Just let's view the R6 as the EOS 6D, whereas the R5, we can call it a 5D, pretty much. So the build quality on the R6 is going to be a little bit lesser than the 5D, right? Or the R5. That's just how they make it. And that's okay. I don't mind that at all. I think that's fantastic because you need to have different planes or different price ranges for your products. So that's good. No problem. Now, let's start out with the megapixels. The R5 is supposed to have 45 megapixels in it, and that's what they've announced, or that's what they've kind of pre-announced, let's call it. Now, the R6 is supposedly going to have 20 megapixel sensor in it. So there's a big disparity of megapixels, yet they're both full-frame cameras. This is very similar to what Sony does with their line, between their R, high megapixels, or their S, low megapixels, okay? So that's what we have going on here. Now, as far as the in-body image stabilization, supposedly they both are going to have the same brand new IS, IBIS combination, whatever, that gets you like 6.5, 7 stops of correction, which is really quite cool. Also, as far as the frames per second, now, the rumor has it that the R6 is going to also shoot 12 frames per second or 20 frames per second, depending if you're doing mechanical or if you're shooting electronic shutter. So that's interesting. To me, I thought that we would see the R6 shooting faster, a higher rate, but it's going to be a cheaper camera. So they're probably keeping it on par, even though it's only shooting 20 megapixels compared to double or over double that. Now, 8K. What we understand is the R6 will not have 8K, where of course the R5 will be shooting 8K. Now, there was an interview recently that came out from Canon, one of the upper echelons guys over there, and said yes, it will be doing 8K, it will be doing it internally, and also what's very important, it will be shooting at 29.97, or let's call it 30 frames per second. That's really, really important. There was a lot of rumors out there saying, no, it's not going to do that. The 8K is going to be time-lapse or something. Absolutely not. Now, what I also heard that was really interesting, and it gives credence to what I've said, and I've been saying all along, is that I've always said that heat is the bane, all right, of all of these cameras. And as you're pushing higher megapixels, higher bit rates, as you're getting a larger sensor in there, every time you do that, it's just the cost of it is processing power, and the more power that you need, the more heat that it produces. And like I said, it is the bane of these cameras, is always heat. Whereas you see like the C series has a big fan in it that's blowing on the sensor and internal parts to keep it from overheating. But that's why it's a professional camera, right? Video camera. Now, what Canon has said, which is very, very cool here, is that they have moved the internals around within that R5 to help dissipate the heat, to keep the things that heat up a lot away from each other. So I'm going to guess that when you break down an R5, okay, and you take a look at the way it's put together, it's going to be different on the internals. Things are going to be moved around a lot to keep that heat dissipating out. How else they're doing it, I really don't know. But that was really important. I thought that was really cool. That is something that I knew they were going to have to do, but I just didn't know how they did it. But that makes sense. Moving the stuff around, and then you don't have to duct the heat out. Who knows? Maybe they'll still have to duct the heat out, but that would really hurt when it comes to weather resistance. So they probably are not going to be able to do that. Anyways, moving on. Now, when it comes to 4K, they both will be shooting 4K at 60 frames per second, but the EOS R5 will go all the way up to 120 frames per second, which is really nice. You're going to be paying more for it, obviously. Next comes dual card slots. One of the things that a lot of people were saying is, well, when the R6 comes out, which will be the lesser version or like a EOS 6D in comparison to a 5D, it probably won't have dual card slots. Well, the rumor has it that it's almost solidified now that yes, it's going to have dual card slots, which is awesome. So this will be like that little baby brother to the 5D and still be semi-pro, all right, or even pro. So that's really quite cool. Next comes the top of the camera. Now, where they also have saved money is instead of putting an LCD panel at the top of the camera that gives you a readout, all right, I think that they've deleted it completely. So you will not have anything besides dials and whatnot at the top of the camera. So that is another little cost savings thing that they do to be able to get this camera into the hands of people that is going to be much cheaper than this equivalent to a 5D, which will be the EOS R5. Now, next comes the resolution of the EVF. And this is another point where they can really reduce price. And according to the rumors, that's exactly what they're doing. The EVF, your electronic viewfinder in the EOS R5, is going to be much higher resolution than the one that you see in the EOS R6, and that makes sense. All right, once again, we need to save money to be able to accommodate the price difference between the two. Next comes the build quality. It is also a definite fact that the build quality is going to be a lot better on a 5D equivalent in comparison to a 6D equivalent, right? That's just simply how it's going to be. Also, what I've heard is the battery that they're using in the EOS R6 is going to be the same as the R5, which is that brand new battery. Better battery life, all right? It's going to be something that a lot of Canon shooters are going to want because we're going to be shooting at 8K. We're going to be processing a lot of pixels, let's say, and it's going to take a lot of battery, a lot of juice to be able to do it. So yes, they're both going to have that. Now, as far as the release date, like I said, I find it fascinating that Canon has not moved their release date back or their announcement date back. They're sticking with it. Now, most of the companies, when I read through what's going on in the news for the day, it's just delay, 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 corona, corona, delay, delay, delay. All right. Whereas they came out and said, we're going to just release the announcement kind of on schedule. It looks like the EOS R5, the R6 announcement in May. So you're looking at, let's say 4 to 8 weeks away, probably more like 8 weeks. But they also have a brand new C series, their cinema camera, that's going to be coming out, and that's going to be announced supposedly in April. So that's right around the corner. So they're not putting anything back, right? They're not backing anything up because of this Corona thing, which I don't get it. I don't know how they're doing it. Now, of course, the caveat here is ship dates. You can announce anything you want to announce, but if your ship dates are like, next year sometime, well, obviously it's not going to be of any value. But Canon usually doesn't do that for the most part. Usually if they make an announcement, they say the date's going to be, within a month of this announcement date. It's usually with a month or two, we'll see the product come out. So I don't know. It's kind of strange to me. I do like that they're not pushing everything back because of the current issues that are going on with the entire planet. Now, we know that their supply chain has to be somehow hindered. We know that they're probably running on a half staff or something over there, just like most of the people out there. I was just talking to China last night, and they were saying how things were getting better over there. I just want to give you kind of an update. Things are getting better. They are still staying at home if they do not need to go into work. And also, one of the companies that I've dealt with for many, many years and talked with them over probably a decade now, they have migrated from making product X to making product Y. Basically now they're making masks and hand sanitizers, liquids, and all kinds of stuff like that to be able to produce more of it for their entire government. Basically what we're seeing happening here in the US with ventilators and masks and everything else, the exact same thing is happening over there in China, according to the people that I was talking to last night. So, there's a lot of death going on all over the world. But what I really like to see is when people start coming together and changing their mindset and working together and just, with a common goal and getting it done. Now, speaking about the cleaning products and all that stuff, you guys know that I came up with the Aurora Camera Care as well as the Aurora cleaning products, right? And I did this, I don't know, probably like 6 months ago. And we sold out of these completely, obviously, once this virus hit. We got more in, and there was about 500 that we got in total. Those sold out right away. Well, I just got another batch of these in. It's probably about 1,000 of them or something. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell them basically at just half price. Okay, just get them out of there as quick as possible. Get more in the supply chain here as fast as possible. So if you guys are looking for any of these from my last video that we sold out of, if you don't know what they are, they basically inside here, you get something that says wet and dry, okay? You have two. Now there's multiple inside there. Basically you clean everything with wet first and then clean it with dry. They're basically this high-end microfiber, and they have a liquid on the wet, and they basically kill and remove 99% of germs and about 93% of all viruses, and they have an antifungal in there. It's really high quality. You don't see any of that dithered type of edges. It is all done. I mean, just put it this way. This is about the best microfiber that you will find ever. Trust me on that. You'll have a hard time throwing them away. Anyway, so they come like this. So if you guys need them, if you want them, here they are. Go over to the website, JCristina.com. You can also go to B&H Photo and Video. You can go to Amazon. Right now, Amazon is having a really hard time getting our product in because they're only doing like just certain products like cleaning stuff and all this kind of thing. So if you can't find these on Amazon, just go to my site, JCristina.com. And like I said, I'm going to give you 50% off of them. This will only run until they're out of stock. Basically, I'm just getting these 1,000 out there just to kind of help people out. So like I said, they'll be half price. Use promo code YT50. All right, that is YT50 at checkout. It is only going to be for these, not everything in your shopping cart. So once again, that's YT50, and you'll be able to get these for 50% off and ship basically anywhere. We're shipping all day, every day. So anyways, I just wanted to let you know, just in case you wanted any of those. So guys, I want you to tell me what you think about the EOS R5 and the R6. In my view of it, and I want to hear your guys' view. Now, the R5 I believe to be the 5D, the R6 I believe to be the 6D. Also, I do think the EOS RP is more like the Rebel. Okay, it's like they're doing a one-to-one thing on their DSLRs moving into mirrorless. But now where does the 7D come into play? Do they get rid of it altogether? Or do they not? Remember, the EOS 5D and the EOS 6D are full frame, whereas the 7D, okay, would be that APS-C. Maybe they have the EOS R5 and the R6 full frame, and they come up with an EOS R7 that could be their APS-C version, which would be the equivalent to a 7D Mark II or something like that. All right? It's a possibility. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? So I just wanted to bring you this new information that we've got, and I want to hear your thoughts on what's going on with Canon. And what do you think about the idea that they are going to continue with their announcements as planned? I don't get it. I mean, we've told you many, many months ago the Olympics would end up being canceled. And that ended up coming to pass. I told you before that, literally 3 months before that I do think that all of these conventions are going to be closing down. They just can't keep it together anymore. And that's exactly what's going on. You know, are these things slowly coming to pass? So anyways, I want to hear from you today. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful week. As always, if you want to see all the products that I've ever come up with, because there's a bunch, head over to my website, JCristina.com. You can see all of them over there. Check them all out. And don't forget, if you want to get any of those products for a discount, you can using YT20 for 20% off anything. Whereas if you want any of these microfibers, these cleaning cloths for antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial, go ahead and pick those up for 50% off using YT50. I'm going to be doing that. Once again, that coupon code or promo code will only last until these 1,000 units are gone, and then that's it. So guys, I'm out of here. If you haven't picked up my ebook, do so over at JCristina.com/ebook. Once again, JCristina.com/ebook. 10 tips at making sharper images, something great for amateurs and pros. Check it out. Also, join our creative community over at community.jcristina.com. It's a creative Discord server that I created for you. Go check it out. It's free. Once again, community.jcristina.com. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon over here so you'll be notified whenever new content comes out. Anyways, guys, many blessings to each and every one of you. Stay safe, stay happy, and stay healthy. Take care, guys.